three brands that are most popular with your clients, which would they be?
I think Louis Vuitton is definitely popular.
That's number one?
Yeah, I think Chanel's are too.
Okay.
And then I think the third is kind of like a toss-up. I'm not sure which.
Between?
Probably between either Gucci or a Prada, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the Hermès that we definitely have a lot, but they don't move as quickly just because it's of a little higher ticket item. And I think the Louis Vuitton and Chanel's move a lot quicker because you don't get these on like the online stores where they bring in parallel import. Because Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and Hermès basically control their distribution a lot more. So if you want to look for something that is not in the store itself and you want a better deal for it, the second-hand stores would be the best option for it.
You mentioned, so it's funny, you mentioned like the second-hand store is the best option for it. So when you, like I'm sure when you came on board the team with your mom and you all decided to hire a social media strategist, did you initially have any reservations about going out loud positioning the Attic Place as a second-hand store bag outlet?
I think there's definitely this position about like why would I want to buy a second-hand when I can afford a first-hand, right? But I think there are also a lot of merits to it. For example, first of all, if you are like an animal rights activist, I think the whole idea of if you're a green environmental person, I think the consignment store does a great job because a lot of people buy a bag and then they never use it for like a year. They just carry it once. And I think it's a great opportunity for people to share what they have. And the second thing is you get a lot more selection than what you do in the store. So for example, if you wanted to get like a pink color bag and it happens to be December, every store is going to showcase the fall winter collection, which is going to be like the olive greens, the blacks, the browns. You're not going to be able to find a summer color in these shops. Whereas if you come to a consignment store, you still can get stuff from the past seasons and they're still nice. And I think the whole idea of vintage is also coming back.
Okay.
Where it's not just about what's latest and what's new, it's about what suits your personality. Right? And finding that bag that you've fallen in love with need not be a bag that's actually in the Chanel store right now.
So you feel that the modern day consumer is gradually starting to view a second-hand bag outlet as more like a vintage corner that one can go to?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And of course then that means that your business will be able to grow further?
Hopefully.
So I noticed that you have several bags over there, and I know like for bags categories you have your handbag, tote bag, clutch bag. So why don't you just share with us a little bit about the different categories of bags?
Okay, sure. So we have here a clutch bag.
Okay.
So a clutch bag is called a clutch bag because you basically clutch it, right? Yeah, so it doesn't have any strings or any like straps that you can carry it with. You basically just kind of hold it in your hand.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the nice chic thing to carry to an evening.
So I clutch it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Louis Vuitton. This will be like the first Louis Vuitton I clutched. Okay.
Yeah. And I think when you buy a clutch bag, you want to make sure that it's something where the leather is not too difficult to maintain because you'll be holding it a lot in your hand.
Okay.
So this Louis Vuitton is actually great because it's full leather, it's very easy to clean.
So if I want to get a clutch bag, I should get a leather clutch bag and not other kinds of material, for example.
Yeah, like don't get a canvas one because if a canvas one you get dirty or you get a stain on it, it's going to be very hard to come off.
What about those with pony hair?
Yeah, try not to get pony hair. We know a friend who has pony hair.
We have a lovely friend who owns a pony hair bag
and a clutch bag.
As a clutch bag, and we affectionately call it the pony.
Yeah,
so,
and pony is balding.
No, but we love her and we love her bag still, but anyways.
But pony is balding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we get leather.
Yeah.
We try not to get those with hair and things
and
like
even
that.
with leather, you need to choose like what kind of leather as well.
Okay.
Try not to do a lambskin untreated leather.
Okay.
Because then you can't clean. Because the lambskin is kind of like similar to like a sensitive skin, right? You can't use like very strong cleansers on it. Yeah. So it'll be difficult to get your stains out if anything happens.
So if we buy like, so for me like I'm not as knowledgeable about bags as you, obviously. I would possibly purchase a bag on how it looks and things like that. So when a customer comes in and possibly wants to purchase something from y'all, do y'all actually be educating them on the aftercare, for example?
We do. And we actually tell them that like, if this bag you're gonna get it, you must be very sure this one is fine. So for example, if you get a bag which is light color and it's lambskin, we'll tell them that you have to be careful if you're wearing jeans, because jeans do transfer color onto leather.
Okay.
And then if it gets onto a Napa leather, which is a lambskin, it's very hard to get it off. So we do make sure that people know what they're getting themselves into, because our customers are going to splurge on a bag that's like $1,000 and above, and we want to make sure that they know how to take care of it and not come back within 2 weeks and say like, look what happened to my bag, right?
Okay, that'll be bad.
Yeah.
So so you mentioned we have you also educated the clients on aftercare. I noticed you have a light colored bag. Is that a different genre of a bag?
This one?
Yes.
So this is a Chanel. So I actually wanted to share with you guys a little bit about the Chanel 255 that we talked about.
Also, this is the famous 255, but
no, this is the famous 255.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the timeless classic version of it.
So the one that Jen has is the timeless classic version.
No, your one you have.
Oh, the one that told you I was clueless about the bags. So this is the timeless classic 255 Chanel bag?
The timeless classic. This is the
timeless
255.
classic.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, pardon my ignorance. Okay, so please share with us.
A little interesting facts about the 255. So this is an evening bag. So I mentioned that she got tired of carrying the clutch.
Yeah.
So she decided to add strings to it, right?
Okay.
So a little more interesting feature. So there's this chain, which is really unique because it's a double chain.
Okay.
So it's really functional because you can wear it as like an evening bag.
Okay.
If you want to go out, you can sling it and there you go.
Oh, okay. Right.
Right?
Is this the largest size?
No, this is the smallest size.
Ah, okay.
So it comes in different sizes. It comes in a small, it comes in a medium.
Okay.
So the small is 9 inches long.
Okay.
Which is what this is. And then there's a medium, which is 10.
Okay.
And then there's a jumbo,
Okay.
which is bigger. It fits A4 size. And then there's a maxi, which is like ginormous. Yeah.
Okay, so several different sizes of the 255. Okay.
Yep. So, and then a few more interesting things. So, there we go, 255.
Oh, right. Okay.
So this bag was reintroduced again in 2005 to mark the 50th anniversary of this bag.
Oh.
So that's why now this bag is called the reissue 255 because they reissued it.
Ah,
because it's not a vintage piece that came out in the past, it's a reissued version of it. So this we call the reissue 255.
Okay, now we know.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this one?
So the difference between this and that is the lock. So this lock, it's called the Mademoiselle lock, and it's so called because Coco Chanel never got married.
Right.
So that's why we call it the Mademoiselle lock.
Okay.
And then Karl Lagerfeld, which is the new creative director, decided to put the Chanel double C on it.
Okay.
And that became the Chanel Timeless Classic.
Oh, so this is the Timeless Classic.
I mean, this is a limited edition one because I chose this because it's really cute.
Okay.
And there are a few features on it. So one, Chanel is known for its tweed jacket. So this is made using tweed.
Okay.
Which Chanel is famous for.
Okay.
And then this is the camellia flower.
Okay.
Which is the flower of Chanel.
Oh. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are called... What kinds of bags do we call this to?
I will call them evening bags or like shoulder bags. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the second genre of bags.
Yeah.
So what's the third?
So the third genre would be what I call a tote, and I have two versions of it because.
Okay.
So a tote is basically something that you cannot shoulder. You kind of have to tote it around, which means you carry it this way.
Okay.
Or you can carry it that way.
Interestingly, another very good friend of ours bought this bag recently, and my first reaction was, okay babe, this is a bit flowery. So Jen, why don't you share with us a little bit about the history of this tote bag? Okay,
so actually this tote bag comes with so she was asking me what's the best selling version of it in my store, right? So it actually has just without the flowers.
Okay.
And
of course Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, and it's called the Speedy.
Okay.
And this is a size 30.
Okay.
So the reason why it's really popular is I think it's a very roomy bag. If you look at it, you won't imagine that it fits an A4 size, but it fits an A4 size paper.
And this is one of the fastest selling bags in the Attic Place.
Yeah, because I think it's an iconic bag in Louis Vuitton. It dates back all the way to when Louis Vuitton is doing luggages. Because this basically came in the duffel size. So they basically shrunk it down and made it for the modern people to carry it around day to day. So it still has a bit of the Louis Vuitton, you know, like we're all about travel kind of feel.
Okay.
Yeah. And yet at the same time, it's very roomy, it's light, it's easy to carry around. And they have basically done this in many different versions.
Okay.
So you can get this in the monogram, you get this in the damier, you get this now. They have the strap version because a lot of people complain that you can't carry it otherwise. So they've actually introduced it with the strap version these days.
Okay.
And then this particular one, which is the Roses collection, is done with a collaboration with basically Marc Jacobs and Murakami.
Okay. Okay. And just out of curiosity, how much does this tote bag retail for in the attic place?
It retails for 2,000.
Okay.
The original price is about 2,250.
Okay. So quite a good buy, no?
Not too bad. It's a limited edition, so you can't get it anywhere else anymore.
Everything here is limited edition. Which one is not limited edition?
I just chose to showcase the more interesting bags, right?
Okay, so this is the third genre. Do we have any more genres of bags you
we
would
do,
like
we
to
do.
share with
So
us?
this is another tote, which I thought we should highlight because it's kind of like the most coveted tote around.
Oh.
Right? So before we move on, ooh, okay, there we go. So
okay. So which genre is this?
So this is still a tote because you can't put it on your shoulder.
Okay.
Kind of just have to carry it the way it is. So this is still a tote, and I thought it's a tote that's worth mentioning.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's the Hermès Birkin, which is a highly coveted bag.
Okay.
Yeah, and it costs in the tens of thousands. Yeah.
So how does one actually go about purchasing an Hermès Birkin bag?
So in the
Aside from coming to the attic place to purchase, of course, how does one actually really purchase it?
right. So in the store, you can put yourself on the wait list.
Okay.
And then on the wait, it depends on whether the wait list is still open, because in a lot of stores they actually close the wait list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's one option. You can put yourself on the wait list and you wait 3 years for your bag to come around.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then if you have several Hermès Birkins, does this mean you're on like their special VIP coveted list or no list?
I mean, you talking about us? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Us, y'all as in the attic place, how do y'all go about?
So our customers actually bring them over to us because they decided that, you know, they got tired of the color, they want a different bag, so they're probably selling it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we do. We kind of like add liquidity to a market that doesn't have much liquidity, right?
Told you she was a strategy consultant. Add liquidity to the market, okay?
Yes. So the Hermès Birkin comes in different sizes.
Okay.
Just like the Chanel. So this is a 35.
Okay.
There's a 30. There's a 25. There's a 15. Goes up to a 40. Yeah.
So this is the first Hermès Birkin that I'm toting on my arm. Okay.
And then it comes in. So there's a huge knowledge behind going in to buy a Hermès Birkin. So there's like the
share with us
leather.
a little bit.
So there's a leather involved. So this is a Togo leather bag.
Okay.
So a Togo leather is basically a male like calf.
Okay.
Cow. Yeah. And then there is the Clemence, which is a female cow.
Okay.
And then you can get the Epsom leather. You can get all these are like wearing. It's like a new vocabulary altogether.
Okay.
Then there's the Swift leather.
Okay.
And then there's also like goat skin leather as well.
Okay.
So there's many different kinds of leather that goes in, and there's a pros and cons on each one.
And the most popular leather for Hermès
Most
bags,
people like the Togo because it's very easy to maintain.
which you can find here in the attic place. This one, this purple one.
Yeah. And then, so interesting thing about, so this is the Kelly lock.
Okay.
So you open the bag this way. And every Hermès bag comes with the year which is made in. So you can see a blind stem here that says I in a square.
Okay.
Yeah. So every year Hermès moves in alphabet. So this year is actually P.
Okay.
So if you count backwards, you can actually find out which year this bag is made in.
So is it the earlier the alphabet is, the more pricey, costly?
Not really. Actually, a lot of it depends on more the condition that the bag is in.
Okay.
Yeah. And every bag is made with a craftsman as well, so you can actually see the craftsman ID here as well.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Okay.
every bag is made by one person. It's not a factory thing where, you know, you go through a
So if I were a craftsman in the Hermès company, I would have my own ID.
Yes.
Okay.
And then if anything goes...
It's like unique ID.
Yeah, so it's kind of like if there's anything wrong with this bag,
Okay.
and it needs to be refurbished or anything,
Okay.
it will go back to that same craftsman that made it.
Oh, and is this part of the after-sale services and after-care services that you'll provide?
Not really. So you actually have to go back to the Hermès store,
Okay.
and then they will send it back for you if there's anything wrong with like the stitching or anything.
Oh,
They will
okay.
send it back to Paris to
Okay.
where the artisan is, and the
Okay.
artisan will actually get that done for you.
Oh.
Which means you have to wait quite a while for your bag, but
Okay.
but basically it will be restored by the same person that made it.
So obviously then it's best that we individually take great care
Yeah.
of the bag. Okay, so this is still the tote version.
So then next one